Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have like a little mini review for you, and spoiler alert, I ended up DNFing this, but I want to talk to you about my thoughts on The Mistress of Lies. I went into this book having such high hopes for it. I was browsing my library and I picked it up, and I usually don't read the synopsis, but I did on this part, and as soon as I saw Court of the Vampire King, reeled me right in. Reeled me right in, and that's probably one of the biggest disappointments about this book is because I got 83 pages into it and it wasn't giving vampire. It was giving blood magic, it was giving blood sorcerer, but not vampire. And I felt very bamboozled about that. Maybe like if I got further into it, it would have gave more Vampire King vibes. But the amount that I got into it, I just felt like no, I felt very bamboozled on the whole vampire thing. Another thing is Shan Leclerc is like the main female protagonist in this book, and she sets the tone for the book because in the very first chapter, she kills her dad. And it sets this tone of you cannot trust anybody in this world, not even family. You can't trust anybody. And that tone was very well, like, I like that. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Like, the political intrigue of this, where it's like everybody's just at each other's throats. It's very like they will tear you apart if they sense even the tiniest bit of weakness in you. And I'm like, hell yeah, let's do this. And then you meet Samuel Hutchinson, I believe. I'll put his name right here. He grew up in squalor. His like he didn't have a whole lot of money. He doesn't trust the blood workers who are like the hierarchy in this world. They are very powerful. I want to say blood sorcerers because they work like they do blood magic. Let's be so for real. It's blood magic. They could get a little tiny drop of your blood and they can control your body. They can do all kinds of things. They can know like everything about you just from this little tiny drop of blood, and it's like pushed and pushed and pushed in this book like don't do that because they will control your entire life. It's so dangerous for these people to get a little bit of your blood. So then you meet Samuel and he's very anti everything, like the everything that's going on in the political regime with the Eternal King, and he's just very anti establishment pretty much. And he's just like they take advantage of us and they build their world and their luxuries and everything that they have on the backs of the poor. And like I like that message too, but also he's very like you can't trust these people. And then he meets Shan, and just somehow she convinces him to trust her to the extent where she tells him all these things about himself. And at first he's like, yeah, whatever, like I don't believe you. And then she's like, well, I need a little bit of your blood. He fights it a little bit, but not enough. Like he gives it to her, and with the full understanding of how dangerous this is to give a blood worker your blood. And he's just like, okay, yeah. Like what? That was crazy work to me. Like I was just like, how are you going to establish this set of like morals and these like boundaries and then just instantly be like, yeah, okay, like just toss it to the wind. And then with Shan, it's she 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 gives me Cersei vibes, okay? A lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, but Cersei from Game of Thrones thinks she's smarter than what she actually is. And Shan gives me those vibes too. She feels like she's on top of the ball, like she can handle playing these games with these people, like with the society that she's a part of. Like she can handle dealing with pretty much being tossed to the wolves, and I just don't think she can. I can kind of see where this is going, and like it would be fine, but it's just she's they set up the world for one thing and then just do the total opposite when it makes no sense for them to do. And it's just so convenient that Shan also has this double life where she's like some kind of like spy in the world and nobody recognizes her. Sometimes she wears a mask, sometimes she doesn't. And how does nobody recognize her when she's like a part of this like very well-known noble family, and nobody that she interacts with recognizes her? But she gets all these secrets from people, and then she somehow finds out who Samuel is, and Samuel turns out to be the bastard son of the Eternal King. She just tosses that at him, and he's like, he at first he's like, no, no, that can't, like, I don't care, I don't care, that can't be true or whatever. And then he kind of just accepts it. And then s- and it's just crazy to me. And then another thing that bothered me so much was pretty much she tossed all this stuff on him. She told him her scheme about how she wants to bring down the Eternal King, bring down the way that the world is set up now, and then kind of just push him into that role of power because she feels like it'd be better, like he'd be a good puppet for her. And he just goes along with it, and he pretty much is just like, okay, fine, whatever. And he trusts her enough to go to her house. You don't know her, and you know she's a blood worker, and you don't know her. You don't trust blood workers to the point where it's like you're so scared to interact with them, but yet you're going to this lady's house. It just made no sense to me. And then another thing is like the basis of their trust is like the foundation of it is their attraction to each other. They're very attracted to each other, and it's very prevalent because it just keeps getting brought up, and how the little interactions make them feel. And it's like you don't know these people. And I get it, like you can be attracted to strangers and stuff, and I get that, but enough to the point where you trust them this much. I just was very, very put off by it. First, starting off with I expected vampires, and I got blood sorcerers, and then just the whole wishy-washy of you can't trust anybody to I'm gonna trust you because what do I have to lose? You have a lot to lose. You have your life to lose. Like, I was just very, very disappointed in it. It just, I really, really wanted to like it. And I was on the line of am I going to DNF it? Am I not going to DNF it? And then I talked to a friend last night, and I was telling him about my issues with this book, and I was like, "You know what? I'm going to DNF it. I am not enjoying it. It's not what I expected it to be." I was kind of pushing myself to read it, and I felt myself going into a reading slump because of I'm trying to push this. I'm just not going to push myself to read it. I'm not enjoying it. I'm just going to put it aside for now. It's probably for somebody out there, but it's not for me. It's a little mini review because I didn't get too far into it. Like I said, I got like 83 pages in, and I feel like that's enough for me to realize if I'm going to like this book or not, and I'm just not going to like it. So putting it aside because there's other things I want to read. But hopefully this made sense. Hopefully I was cohesive in my thoughts and this stuff. But ultimately 2 stars at this point. It's 2 stars. Like it held my interest for a little bit, and then just as we progressed into it, I just slowly but surely just was lost interest in it. It wasn't, like I said, I felt bamboozled. It wasn't what I was kind of told it was going to be, which, I mean, maybe that's my fault. Maybe I misinterpreted what it was, or maybe I should have got a little further. But yeah, those are my thoughts. But that's all I got for you guys right now. I hope you're having a great, great week. I hope you're going to have a great Christmas because Christmas is next week. I just overall hope that you are doing wonderful. And as always, stay awesome and stay safe.